Using Aiden as a political tool is, to say the least, reprehensible for any political purpose. And speaking of morally bankrupt, politicians Bernie Moreno, Chip Roy, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump, they have spoken my son's name and used his death for political gain. This needs to stop now. They can vomit all the hate they want about illegal immigrants, the border crisis, and even untrue claims about fluffy pets being ravaged and eaten by community members. However, they are not allowed, nor have they ever been allowed, to mention Aiden Clark from Springfield, Ohio. I will listen to them one more time to hear their apologies.
Americans appear to be tired of being used as political pawns for the sake of advancing Trump's campaign. They're forgotten as real humans behind their publicized stories.
To clear the air, my son, Aiden Clark, was not murdered. He was accidentally killed by an immigrant from Haiti. This tragedy is felt all over this community, the state, and even the nation. But don't spin this towards hate. In order to live like Aiden, you need to accept everyone. Choose to shine, make the difference, lead the way, and be the inspiration. What many people in this community and state and nation are doing is the opposite of what you should be doing. Sure, we have our problems here in Springfield and in the U.S., but does Aiden Clark have anything to do with that?
No, they don't have anything to do with it, except for their tragedy being perfect for these guys to use in furthering their endless narratives against migrant communities. Yeah, Trump and Vance have moved on from Latinos and have gone to promoting Haitian hate.
What in the hell is this? The chairman tweets, "Protect our ducks and kittens in Ohio," because he goes down some crazy rabbit hole, completely debunked that aliens are eating pets. My God, are you okay, Mr. Chairman? Because last year, for a very long time, you tweeted and promoted Kanye West as he was calling for genocide against the Jews, and you kept it up. And now, when we have victims coming here, you're tweeting this nonsense. I don't know why you would do this. I hope you're okay. I don't know if the aliens who are eating your ducks are in the room with us right now.
So since they've got nothing to run on and have zero interest in improving the lives of their constituents, the objective becomes to hunt down anything tragic or odd so that their boogeyman narrative is fed. If Jim Jordan really thinks that dogs, cats, ducks, and geese are being taken and eaten in Ohio, why does he think that Trump should have anything to do with solving that problem in that specific community? He doesn't think he should, or he'd present some solution for the problem other than Trump will hug your cats and ducks. This is some weird behavior.
And wait, can we add in that there's Haitian illegal migrants taking over towns, eating people's pets, but yet there's not a government show of force against that? However, it is against these people that protested the election.
Well, they're not as dangerous.
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
I just wanted to interject that. Thank you.
So see, Marjorie Taylor Greene only brought up Haitian illegal migrants there to put her fellow bigots' minds on their natural hatred for black people before claiming too many consequences have been handed down to January 6th insurrectionists. So she used a standard of racism to cleanse the actions of Trump's Capitol invaders. It's a tactic that's run all the way up to the top of this party.
He brought up this misleading false claim that you yourself have talked about in recent days about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, abducting people's pets and eating them, which officials there have said is not true. You yourself acknowledged it may be false on Twitter. You still told people to keep spreading it. But Trump just amplified it to tens of millions of people who were watching. Why push something that's not true?
Well, first of all, city officials have not said it's not true. They've said they don't have all the evidence.
They said they have no evidence.
We've heard from a number of constituents on the ground, Caitlin, who both firsthand and secondhand reports saying this stuff is happening. So they very clearly, meaning the people on the ground dealing with this, think that it is happening. And I think that it's important for journalists to actually get on the ground and uncover this stuff for themselves when you have a lot of people saying, my pets are being abducted, or geese at the city pond are being abducted and slaughtered right in front of us. This is crazy stuff. And again, whether those exact rumors turn out to be mostly true, somewhat true, whatever the case may be. Caitlin, this town has been ravaged by 20,000 migrants coming in. Healthcare costs are up. Housing costs are up. Communicable diseases like HIV and TB have skyrocketed in this small Ohio town. This is what Kamala Harris's border policies have done.
So again, Vance starts with confirming the story without confirmation, only to move on to his actual reason for pushing it in the first place, to use it as a political weapon against Harris. They figure that their voters are more motivated if they hear some appalling behavior from those others, regardless if it's true or not. Their fear has been now triggered, so now they don't have to explain to voters why their policies actually hurt them.
And I think it's interesting, Caitlin, that the media didn't care about the carnage wrought by these policies until we turned it into a meme about cats. And that speaks to the media's failure to care about what's going on in these communities. If we have to meme about it to get the media to care, we're going to keep on doing it because the media should care about what's going on.
I saw you say that. I think the media does care about it. I just read a very lengthy report in the New York Times on it. PBS NewsHour did a whole story. But can I ask
by
you,
us talking about it and bringing it up, nobody cared about this until we raised
Senator,
this issue.
Senator, you talked about that your office has gotten a lot of reports. I mean, if someone calls your office and says they saw Bigfoot, that doesn't mean they saw Bigfoot. Why? I mean, you have a sense of responsibility as a running mate, and he certainly does as the candidate to not promote false information, right?
Caitlin, it's a totally fair point, but nobody's calling my office and saying that they saw Bigfoot. What they're calling and saying is we're seeing migrants kidnap our dogs and cats, and city officials aren't doing anything about it. If every single thing that the media says about this story is false, the verifiable facts are that this community has had their lives destroyed by 20,000 migrants coming in and uprooting life.
So that last part was the most telling, because this is the actual point that he's making. Listen again.
If every single thing that the media says about this story is false, the verifiable facts are that this community has had their lives destroyed by 20,000 migrants coming in and uprooting life.
Whether this entire fiasco that I and the former president of the United States promoted is true or not, the one thing I want you to drive home is that those damn migrants destroy our homes and our communities. So they don't give a damn about the validity of the story that they're pushing. It's why they think people that give positive views of migrant communities are manufactured for politics too.
Jamie McGregor is the CEO of McGregor Metal, which makes welded parts for the auto and farm industries. Right now, about 10% of his workforce is Haitian, over 30 employees.
I wish I had 30 more. Our Haitian associates come to work every day. They don't have a drug problem. They'll stay at their machine. They'll achieve their numbers. They are here to work. And so in general, that's a stark difference from what we're used to in our community.
McGregor acknowledges the sudden arrival of so many new immigrants is a challenge on multiple fronts, but he believes this is partly how the industrial Midwest can regrow.
We want more jobs in our community. And in order to fill those jobs, some jobs need to be people who are not originally from here.
Bigoted mindsets that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance keep pushing make broad generalizations about the people that they use for fear-based attacks. MAGA probably now thinks that a black person that they suddenly assume is Haitian will steal your pets and eat them, just like they've been told that drag queens will assault your kids and that Latinos are all drug smugglers. It all results in putting their minds on violence to quell their politically manufactured fears. So while J.D. Vance is scaring them about thousands of Haitian migrants moving into Springfield, what they won't point out is that the Springfield population has been declining for decades, and that those immigrants are here legally.
Community of more than 80,000 emptied out to less than 60. That is, until the last few years.
Our churches, we've seen new people.
In the pews.
Yes, absolutely. For years, we've lost people, but you hope somebody else will come and take their place. That hasn't happened here.
Until now.
Because there are folks from Haiti who are coming to church.
Lucas Merzus, who, among his many other jobs, mans the soundboard for Sunday services, is one of those new Haitian members.
Why Springfield?
Of all places. Merzus, with his wife and daughter, were among the first Haitian families to arrive here in 2018.
See, that's too much nuance for political campaigns to focus on. So they just take bits of information from a story that they heard someone mention and use the parts that promote their hate campaign. It's lazy politics, and it shows how little they care about the people that they claim to represent, which translates into policies and laws like Trump's mass deportation promise that doesn't clarify how and who exactly, but it does promote that it is going to be violent.
They are radicals headed up by a radical governor in Colorado that has no clue how to solve this influx of crime into his state. And by the way, Colorado's one state. It's much worse in other states. But in Colorado, they've taken over. I mean, in Colorado, they're so brazen, they're taking over sections of the state. And, you know, getting them out will be a bloody story. Should have never been allowed to come into our country. Nobody checked them. Nobody checked, were they criminals? Were they from jails? We have them pouring out from jails.